Hello, everyone. I wanted to do a quick video on a revelation that I have had recently. It turns out I'm human. So that might be an obvious piece of news for you guys. For me, it was a little bit crushing and disheartening. So, what do I mean by that? Of course, you're human, Kyley, obviously. So, what do I mean? So, I discovered my own capacity limits over the last couple months. So I kept taking on new things, and then way overshot my own personal capacity limits and didn't realize that until I had already crashed and burned. So I had about a month, maybe 4 to 6 weeks period where I was mentally not performing at my standard rate of efficiency and execution. I didn't feel like myself. I was tired. I was disorganized. I wasn't focused. I had lost a lot of kind of drive and motivation into what I was doing. So, this is a reality for pretty much everyone. It can happen at a lot of different times. It can happen in different ways. You can discover it by doing different things, by overloading your plate like I did. Or if a certain event happens or something happens in your immediate environment that kind of acts as a trigger to let you know that it's time to slow down and reevaluate. So what did I do? How did I get up after? So I mentioned that it took me about 4 to 6 weeks to kind of overcome this mental fog and hump and burnout and everything, which is way longer than I typically would take. Sometimes I'm down for a couple hours. I do a meditation, do some mindset tools, and I'm back going. But that just kind of speaks to the amount of work and stress and responsibility that I had put on myself. But moral of the story is that I got back up. So how do you get back up after? I use a lot of the tools that I share and have been giving to you guys, especially the mindset tools. And the biggest thing actually that helped me kind of recover and get back on track is rereading a lot of the notes that I wrote. So rereading notes that are summaries of the books that I've read, that are journal entries and affirmations that I did in the past, and really giving myself the chance to absorb those messages in a new way, in a new light, because I was in a different position, and relate them to how I was going to proceed going forward, what I was going to do differently, how I was going to react to these situations if they presented themselves again. And the other thing that I did is I leaned on my network. I leaned on my family. I leaned on my mentors. I reached out to mentors to really talk things through and let them know how I was feeling. So, and trust me, I wasn't all put together when I was having a lot of these conversations. There was tears, there was stress, there was times where I couldn't really even get out the messages and just needed to listen to what my support network had to say to me and encourage me in different ways. So that's kind of how I got turned around. And then also just reevaluating where you're at. So for me, I decided that I had been previously prioritizing everyone else around me and forgot about myself. So that happens, especially to working moms and working parents, and even people that really are dedicated and care about the industries that they work in and their coworkers, and certainly business owners. So I reevaluated what was important to me and how I was going to position that going forward, and just kind of taking account of where I was at and where I wanted to go and take one step